All right, we're fading right into the map. It is dual side, and on the left side, the beautiful, bountiful side, is our yellow Protoss from OGS. If he doesn't win this game, he's on the GSL, even though he's won Code S twice, he is.
OGS MC.
Well, he won an open season once.
Yeah.
And Code S once. To clarify.
2 GSLs.
The tongue is essential. And on the right side of the map, we have our Blue Zerg player from the team, MVP. Played pretty well last game. He is
MVP Monster.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Monster time.
Showing some better play in game number 2.
Will MC be the Monster Hunter? Thank you to Sony Ericsson and G-Skill for sponsoring the GSL.
MC scouting after his pylon. He's put his pylon on the low ground so that he can do a quick expansion.
Yeah, you can forge expand on this map as well. You see a lot of Protoss players doing it gas first for Monster. He's going to get that speed upgrade for his Zerglings as fast as possible. Metabolic boost. I would think metabolic boost would just make them have to eat a lot more, you know, or they just would not get fat.
They would lose weight.
They're like, oh, my metabolism has been boosted so much, I can just eat and eat, I never gained a pound. That's why Zerglings are so thin, Moltrap.
Are they thin?
Yeah, they're thin. I think they're thin.
I mean, I guess, you know, in the game they look thin. In the cutscenes, they always look pretty beefy, though.
Well, they're muscular.
Muscular. And MC has gone for the Nexus first, despite the fact that he scouted the early pool.
Wow, MC really likes to be greedy in his openings. And he's been that way for quite a while now.
Yeah. He's going to have to get a cannon before his gateway, though. Depending on if, well, I mean, yeah, some Zerglings are on the way. He's got to do that just to be careful.
Ooh, didn't get a cannon before his gateway because his forge was not done yet. He still had to wait a little while.
I guess if your forge isn't done yet, you might as well get that gateway.
Can't really make cannons if your forge isn't done yet.
That is a good point, actually. That is actually a very good point.
Probe really wants to block that expansion.
Still thinking in Brood War Forge expand terms, I'm sorry. And the cannon gets right there between the Nexus and the gateway, so a nice, perfect little wall.
Yeah, fairly secure. Zergling going after a not so secure probe, but if it just keeps moving, if it doesn't try to juke and turn too much, it should get away. And only one guy in gas right now. That's interesting. So, all right. I wonder if he's planning on using another amount of gas for something pretty quick. Might we see possibly the Roachling all in? Probe's checking again. Checking for anything extra early and suspicious, but doesn't see a whole lot.
Nope. He does scout what's going on with the gas if he was paying attention at that point.
That's true. He could have seen that. That's very true.
I don't know. Sometimes sometimes it's good to keep one drone in your gas just so you can build up gas slowly. Yeah. You don't need a ton of it, but then you can, you know, if something happens and you need a quick, usually versus Terran, but if you need a quick Baneling nest or if you need some roaches pretty quick or something like that, then you've got the gas handy. Also, maybe you can get a quicker spire lair that way.
Yeah, exactly.
If he chooses to.
So what is he going to use all this gas for? He's just hit 100. We're still waiting. The tension.
Might not use it yet.
Crazy.
It's fine. MC is pretty well defended. He's got his core blocking so that nothing can run around the back. He's actually got just a really perfect defense right now.
A very fast lair from Monster and a second gas. All right. I have this feeling, Moltrap. My feeling.
You got a feeling.
My feeling says Nidus Worm. If you look, there's Overlord up at the top of the base right now. He's going to use it for scouting, actually, I think. But
yeah, actually, that's the only one he has around. So if he loses it scouting, he's not going to be able to Nidus with it.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my own wishful thinking here.
Yeah.
But
well, it would be interesting and appropriate since Nidus is how MC. One of the ways that MC lost one of his games when he was eliminated out of the up and down matches into Code A.
Is the Evo chamber going down as well? Wants to stay safe just in case. Wants to get those upgrades going. You know, we could also see a lot of other stuff. We could see a very fast infestation pit. We could see a very fast spire.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Upgrades for roaches.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a fast infestation pit. There it is, in fact. Yeah, since that's what he did in game 1. He showed us that he likes infestors.
Well, I'm disappointed, but it's okay. You gotta wonder, though, whenever you see that really fast layer. So, will his Infestor play work a little bit better than it did in Game 1? That's kind of the big question right now.
This looks to be the exact same build as Game 1, so that is definitely the question of the hour.
Did he get his layer so fast in Game 1? I thought it was more normal.
It was pretty
I might have
fast.
just missed it.
It was off 2 base at the very least. Usually you see Zergs get that 3rd base up, or at least a macro hatch, before switching into that, if the Protoss is Forge expanded. And again, with the pathogen glands, yeah, this is looking at a couple spine crawlers in the front for defense, looking very, very similar to that first game.
It's looking similar in every regard. We've got Hallucination, Phoenix is moving about the map, got a lot of gateways. Oh, but a Twilight Council going up for MC, all right. It's going to be pretty helpful if against Ling Infestor, Twilight Council means Templar Archives, and that can be pretty good.
Not going for the robotics facility this time.
Yeah. Yep, putting the robo down now.
Yeah, MC getting a much larger gateway-based army as well this time around. More zealots. Actually, not a ton of sentries, only 4 sentries, which is interesting. Usually you see Protoss players like to get lots of sentries against Zergs.
Oh yeah,
so they can really control the terrain, control the map, force field off roaches and lings and that kind of thing.
Yeah, MC just content to just sit back, I guess, right now and do a little bit of teching. Trying to get his upgrades going for attack rather than defense. Which, if you are going to make a large gateway push, oh, interesting. Okay, so he's getting a pretty quick robotics bay as well, so this may be some sort of +2 attack Colossus timing push, actually.
Interesting.
I'd say it's a fairly good chance.
Huh.
May decide to get something like Blink as well, and Aspire as well from Monsters. So, yeah, this will be the same build, really, from both players. A very similar build, that is.
And now on this map, of course, it's going to be more difficult for MC to take that 3rd base. So, like we mentioned in the last game, in the previous game, game number 2, things may play out a little bit differently. There's a lot of Infestors. Yeah, this is looking exactly like the attack from before, actually.
Oh, but the Observer is right there. He sees everything. Now, MC should be well prepared for this.
He's not going to have a Colossus out this time, though, so it could work a little bit better. Ooh, force field's going down. Whoa.
Oh.
He does not want to get those lings trapped by force fields.
Oh, the Infestors
Here comes the Infestors, though. Bungle on everything. Some Infested Terrans going down as well.
Look at that. The Zerglings getting in as well. I mean, lots of Infested Terrans going down. This is going a lot better, except he's losing a lot of Infestors.
Yeah, the Infestors got trapped with the force fields and the Zealots. The Terrans
Zealots are strong, man.
not targeting down the sentries.
Wow. It's a lot different than I kind of expected it would.
Yeah, I thought that was going to go a little bit better, but he only got off 1 fungal. He didn't save energy for extra fungals.
Yeah. Kind of expected the, I guess there were that many Zealots. I thought there were a few less in that army, but apparently there were not.
And now a Colossus is out, so a second attack of that kind is not going to work.
Nice thing, though, for Monsters that he does have a bunch of mutas on the way right now. 9 building at the moment. And there's not a lot of anti-air for MC quite yet.
That's true. He actually has just like 5 or 6 sentries, and that's pretty much it.
In fact, he just warped in 4 more Zealots, too, yeah.
Wow, that could be huge, actually. He has 6 sentries. That is his entire anti-air.
He is getting Blink, though.
So his next round maybe warp into Stalkers.
I'd say it's definitely a possibility. 3rd base up now for MVP Monster. And yeah, just a lot of Zerglings out on the map. Rather, a lot of Mutalisks out on the map, and not a lot of anti-air.
Yeah, he actually now just finally warped in his first Stalker. And the Mutalisks are going to come into the main here. There's a few Stalkers at the natural. They're going to have Blink very soon.
Here they come. Killing off a decent amount of probes initially. And he may just decide to go for this pylon that's powering quite a bit as well. Oh, he catches a Colossi. Nice snipe there. Here comes some Stalkers, but he's still going to get it. Loses a couple mutas and a counterattack in the natural as well. Fungal on the sentries and the Zealots, but he will need to pull back. Took out a couple sentries. Those Zealots better stop running, man. That's a little bit dangerous to chase down Infestors like that.
Yeah, he actually didn't lose any mutas. A lot got into the red, but that was a good snipe because he didn't lose any technically. If he goes in for another try, though, the Stalkers will kill some mutas. now that they're badly injured. And
oh, he's got to be careful. Oh, one does go down.
Monster getting a lot of Zerglings now. Monster actually has a 50 supply lead at this point.
Yeah. Really interesting how this is kind of turning out. I mean, Monster's put enough pressure on MC to keep him in his base. He's done a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, Monster's at 70 drones to the 45 probes of MC, so he can just basically out-macro MC at this point. He probably shouldn't commit so much.
Ooh, that's a bit dangerous, losing some mutas like that, but he still has a ton out on the field. And he can really just kind of take the map. There's not a lot MC can do for a little bit.
Continuing to make Mutalisks, whereas MC's continuing to make Stalkers, so I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. It's going to come down to control of their armies. If he can use those Stalkers to hold off the mutas and keep them with his Colossus so they can kill Lings, he'll be okay.
Sentries in the open. That's not what MC needs right now. He needs every single unit he can get his hands on. About a 60 supply lead has been taken by Monster, increasing a little bit. Oh, blinking under the mutas, but that was a bad decision. Fungal, it's a trap.
It was a trap indeed. Fungal goes down. All those Stalkers get locked in place.
GG! OGS MC is knocked out of the GSL completely.
Whoa! And Monster is so thrilled about that.
You know, I was really worried that first game. I mean, he did not seem to be playing well, but he came back, made MC make mistakes. MC just devastated right now. This guy who did so well, won 2 GSL finals, did so well in a lot of foreign tournaments, and he is out.
He is out indeed.
Man.
And wow, that was beautiful. Planned or not, that was a beautiful bait and switch.
Yeah,
by Monster. He's sitting in the mutas and he's like, look, I've got mutas here. You should blink over and kill me. He blinked in. Fungal went down, the Zerglings surrounded, and the Colossus were too far behind because he'd blinked forward, so all the Stalkers died, and then he had nothing to deal with the Mutalisks. And at that point, he realized those 16 mutas were just going to kill his whole army, and left the game.
That's about it. I mean, not a lot you can do at that point. He didn't have a third or anything like that up. And, yeah, I mean, in that game, Monster just straight up outplayed MC. So MC, I mean, at least one good thing now is he's going to have a lot of time to practice, so I think he's going to be back.
You know, sometimes it's good to not have a tournament game to practice for, so you can really just focus on your roots. You know, sometimes players really just need to go back to their fundamentals and practice the fundamental skills. And I mean, that goes for any game, be it StarCraft or a sport or anything. Sometimes you just need to go back and actually work on your fundamentals in order to make sure that your overall game is strong. And so MZ hasn't been playing up to his full potential lately, so hopefully he'll have some time to build himself up as a more solid gamer overall.
Now, he's not the first GSL finalist to get knocked out of the GSL, but he's probably the best player that we've seen kind of fall and get knocked out of the GSL. But, you know, it had to happen. He did try to play a little bit differently today than he's been playing for a long time. So, you know, he clearly sees that he's got some things to be worked on. He's going to be back for sure. I mean, his control is still really, really good. He's got some of the best force fields in the world. So I would be absolutely shocked if we didn't see MC back in Code A next season, you know? Who knows, maybe he'll even get a seed from MLG. And oh, wait, those are for foreign players only. Never mind. Well, if he, wins MLG, then he gets a spot right into Code S.
Yeah,
actually.
he could get back into Code S.
He's got some options. We'll have to wait and see.
That would be kind of amusing if that happened.
Well, it has been a pretty exciting day so far. We've got one match left.
Yeah, we're not even done yet, man.
Yeah, but it has been a crazy day. I mean, we've seen a lot of good games. We saw Select play and win really well. We saw SC take out Revival. Our fourth game is going to be Kirix versus Gumiho. I'm actually really excited about this one. I've really been enjoying watching Gumiho play lately, especially after he performed in the Team League. It's going to be a fun series.
Yeah, Gumiho, I think, is... I haven't seen him play a lot, but I've got this feeling that he's kind of an underrated player. I think he's probably got a lot more than we've seen out of him in... You know, he's played pretty well in team leagues and what have you. He's been in the GSL before, but I don't know. I have a feeling he's going to put on a better show. And he's playing against Kirix, who is a really kind of hit and miss player.
Yeah, Kyrix, I mean, he's a famous player. He's been around the GSL forever, but I don't know. It could be his time. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to come back with our last match of the morning session. Don't go anywhere, guys. This is the GSL Code A.